Have you ever noticed how some things in your home just take up space, but you can't seem to let them go? As the years go by, it's easy for clutter to build up. Old furniture, stacks of papers, sentimental items tucked away in corners. But here's the truth. Before you turn 70, there are certain household items you must declutter. And doing so isn't just about making space. It's about creating a home that feels lighter, easier to manage, and more in tune with the life you want to live. In this video, we're diving into 6 specific household items that are weighing you down more than you realize, whether it's things you've held on to out of habit, outdated belongings that no longer serve you, or objects that quietly add stress to your daily routine. You'll discover why letting go of them can bring you unexpected relief. And more importantly, you'll learn how decluttering these items isn't about loss, it's about freedom. Now let's get started. Declutter. Number 1. Worn out and unused. Furniture. One of the biggest culprits of household clutter is old, worn-out furniture that no longer serves you. Over the years, it's easy to accumulate extra chairs, tables, and cabinets, pieces that might have been useful at one point but now sit unused, taking up valuable space. And the truth is, holding on to furniture that is no longer functional or comfortable isn't just a physical burden. It can also create unnecessary stress. Think about it. That bulky recliner in the corner that no one sits in. The oversized dining table that hasn't been used for a big family gathering in years. The dresser with sticky drawers that frustrates you every time you try to open it. These things aren't adding to your life, they're just filling space. And as you get older, having too much furniture can actually make your home harder to navigate, increasing the risk of bumping into things, tripping, or simply feeling overwhelmed by too much stuff. Take Frank, for example. He's 74 and has lived in the same house for decades. Over the years, he collected furniture, some inherited, some purchased, some given to him by friends. At one point, his home felt cozy. But as time went on, he started to notice something. Moving around his house became more difficult. Cleaning took longer, and certain rooms felt more like storage spaces than places to relax. It wasn't until his daughter visited and casually pointed out that he had 5 chairs in his living room, only 2 of which were ever used, that he realized it was time to make a change. So he did something bold. He started with one room, choosing to let go of the items that no longer served a real purpose. The broken chair with the wobbly leg? Gone. The massive coffee table that made walking through the room a hassle? Out the door. And as he cleared each piece, he felt something unexpected. Relief. His home felt more open, more inviting, and most importantly, easier to live in. That's the thing about furniture. When it's useful, it enhances your life. But when it becomes nothing more than extra weight, it quietly drains your energy and makes your space feel cluttered. And you don't need a house packed with furniture to make it feel like home. In fact, the less you have, the more you appreciate what remains. If you're holding on to furniture that's no longer serving you, ask yourself, when was the last time I actually used this? If you have to think about it, chances are it's time to let it go. Because a home that's easy to move through, clean, and truly enjoy is far more valuable than any unused chair or table taking up space. Dowit number 2, clothes you never wear. At some point, we all hold on to clothing we no longer wear. Maybe it's a suit that hasn't fit in years, a dress you bought for a special occasion decades ago, or a pile of old t-shirts that sit untouched in your drawers. Whatever the case, before you turn 70, it's time to take a hard look at your wardrobe and ask yourself, do I really need all of this? Because the truth is, having a closet full of clothes you don't wear isn't just taking up space, it's adding unnecessary stress to your life. Clothing has a way of holding memories. That jacket you wore to an important event. Those jeans you used to love but haven't worn in years. Even those old shoes sitting at the bottom of your closet. You might not think about them much, but they're still there, quietly occupying space. And for many people, getting rid of old clothes feels like letting go of the past. But here's something to consider. Your closet should reflect who you are today, not who you used to be. Take Linda, for example. At 72, she had a closet packed with clothes, but she only wore a handful of items regularly. She had dresses from the 80s, jackets she hadn't touched in decades, and shoes that looked nice but hurt her feet every time she tried to wear them. Every morning she'd stand in front of her closet, feeling frustrated by the sheer number of choices, most of which weren't even practical anymore. One day she decided to make a change. She pulled everything out of her closet and made 3 piles. 1. Clothes she loved and actually wore. 2. Clothes that no longer fit or felt comfortable. 3. Items she was keeping just in case. That last pile was the hardest to deal with. But as she started letting go of things she hadn't worn in years, she realized something. She wasn't losing anything. She was gaining space, clarity, and a wardrobe that actually made her life easier. That's the key. When you declutter clothes that no longer serve you, you're not just getting rid of fabric, you're simplifying your daily routine. You make it easier to get dressed in the morning, easier to find what you actually enjoy wearing, and easier to move through life without unnecessary baggage. And the best part, someone else could be using those clothes instead of letting them sit in your closet. Why not donate them to someone who needs them? So if your closet is overflowing with clothes you never wear, ask yourself, do I really need this? If it doesn't fit, if it's uncomfortable, or if you haven't worn it in years, it's time to let it go. Because at this stage in life, you deserve a wardrobe that works for you, not one that weighs you down.